If you keep overspending every month, it's not because you're not trying. It's because a monthly budget by itself doesn't work. And that's what nobody's really talking about.
Is it wrong to build a monthly budget? No, in fact, you should be doing that.
But monthly budgets don't stand up to real life if they're not built on the right assumptions. And speaking of real life, if you don't know us, I'm Hope.
And I'm Larry.
This is Under the Medium, where practical frugality meets real life.
If you're getting toward the end of the month and you're wondering where has all the money gone, it's probably one of 4 things that are causing this.
Number 1, your monthly budget is built too close to the edge. Your budget should not consume 100% of your income. Now, does that mean that you should not give every dollar a job to do? No, you should. Thank you, Dave Ramsey. What we're saying is that the money that you spend every month cannot be 100% of your income. Because if that's the case, you don't have anything left over to work on financial goals, short, medium, or long term. You don't have enough left over at the end of the month in order to create an emergency fund. So that's what we mean when we're saying your budget cannot be so close to that edge of here's what I make, here's what I spend every month. Those two things cannot be exactly equal.
And if you're spending everything that you make in your budget each month, you're not allowing for rising prices, which are going to cost you more. So you have to have some flexibility built in to your budget.
Because otherwise what happens is that you wind up getting toward the end of the month and you put whatever you cannot afford that month on credit cards. And when you do that, you are borrowing from your future in order to pay for your present needs. And that is a super dangerous place to be. What you need to do is point number 2. Mistake number 2 that you might be making is that you don't know where the margin in your budget lives.
Margin is areas in your budget that are flexible. They can change and be adjusted according to how things are changing in your budget each month. And remember, your budget is never going to stay 100% the same all the time. I wish life was like that, but it just simply isn't.
Most people have some margin in their budget. But the problem is they don't know where it's at. So let us give you some questions that you can ask yourself to help find this margin. What areas of my budget have some flexibility? And which ones absolutely cannot budge? For instance, your mortgage or rent payment, that is fixed. Unless you plan to move someplace less expensive, that is a fixed expense. But your groceries, that's much more of a fluid expense, and that is probably where you're going to be able to find some areas of flexibility.
If something happens, you need to be able to know, where can I pull the money from to make up the difference?
Those are the questions to ask yourself. Once you run through those questions, that's going to help you define flexibility and margin. When we say margin, that's what we mean. Margin consists of areas of flexibility in your budget. Now, we like to think of this, for instance, as standard operating procedure, as though we were a business owner. Business owners know when prices rise in specific areas of their business budget, where they're going to pull the money from. And when you begin to think in terms of always thinking ahead rather than reacting to what is happening to you, you're like, nope, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know exactly where I'm going to go to find that money in my budget. It is such a relief, and it gives you such peace of mind to be able to know that.
So if it feels like there's no place in your budget to pull money from, it's probably because you haven't really looked into it to discover which areas are actually flexible. In short, margin isn't a bunch of money that's just sitting around. It's money in some areas that you could pull out if you needed to. Otherwise, you'll keep it in there and continue to use it where it's at. Generally, this would be something like a savings account, or as Hope mentioned, the grocery account is flexible. You can decide not to spend quite as much in that account and then use some money from there.
But here's a great tip about margin too. You want to find areas of flexibility that if you pull money from those areas to pay for other items, it's not going to create chaos.
Problem number 3 is that you're running a monthly guessing game. Now, if you're guessing, it just means you don't know exactly what you're doing with all of these money amounts.
So if I ask you what you spend on groceries and you say what I need to, you, my friend, are playing a guessing game. You don't know what you're spending on groceries, because here is inevitably what happens. If you say, I think I'm spending around $700 a month on groceries. In reality, when we take a reality check, it's probably closer to, say, $800.42 a month that you're spending on groceries. When you guess, you almost always guess low, not high.
A monthly guess removes that ability to see that monthly margin.
And here's something almost more important than that. A monthly guess removes your ability to make shifts that need to happen in order to end on budget. So you are guessing what you are spending. You get toward the end of the month and you're like, oh, I should probably check and see what I'm spending. And then you panic because it's more than you thought it was. If you are checking it as you go through the month, you'll realize, oh, we're getting pretty close to that. We're getting a little too close. I need to make micro adjustments, which are going to allow me to easily get to the end of the month and still stay within budget. But if you're not tracking everything, you're guessing.
Number 4 is you don't have a plan to adjust at mid-month.
You remember I just gave you that scenario? You get to the middle of the month, you've spent quite a bit on the grocery bill so far, and you're like, what do you need to do? You need to adjust. There is a pressure, an internal pressure, and an anxiety that comes from consistently getting 10 days to the end of the month and realizing that you have overspent during the first 3 quarters of the month. When you have felt that pressure, believe me, you want to stop feeling it. You do not want to feel it again. The problem is that you are front loading expenses, too many of them, at the beginning of the month. So you don't have enough money for those last few days at the end of the month. You need to equalize what you're spending throughout the month, and that will immediately solve that problem.
A monthly budget without weekly planning can very quickly get out of hand. You need to plan every week. And if you're just starting this process, you might need to put a little bit more time and effort into it at first so you can get a hang of what you're doing, get a good handle on it. So if you look at it weekly instead of just bi-monthly, that will give you a better chance to get off to a good running start.
No, we still plan weekly. In case you're wondering, oh, great, when I get the hang of this, I can look at it once a month. We plan every single week. So it's not that we don't want you to plan every week, but we're telling you, if you're new to this and you're just getting started, you want to get in the habit of making sure that you look at it every single week. Now, before we go on, we'd love to know which of the 4 problem areas that we talked about is really a problem area that you are struggling with.
Here are your choices for what might be tripping you up right now. The first one is building too close to the edge.
Number 2, not knowing where your margin lives.
Number 3, running a monthly guess.
Or number 4, not adjusting mid-month. Which one of those 4 is you? Tell us in the comment section by dropping the appropriate number in the comments. Now, here's why this is important, because once you know which one of these 4 is tripping up, here's the good news. You can fix it.
Yes.
And we're going to give you a simple shortcut that we use. It's going to help you to do your monthly planning, and it's going to help alleviate all 4 of those problem areas we just talked about.
If you're starting your March budget, here are some questions that you should be asking yourself before you start putting numbers down on the paper.
What are 2 things that I can do this month that are going to help me to make forward progress?
Where am I consistently going over?
What categories are my current squeaky wheels? We all have those budget categories. You're like, I just hate it when I even think about it because I'm so close to the edge or I'm going over. I know I have for the past 3 months. I got to get this figured out. Those, my friend, are your squeaky wheels.
What are you saying? I'll fix this later. Which categories are you putting off?
Okay, here's a hint. Those areas that you're consistently telling yourself, I'm going to fix this later, those are probably the categories that you need to begin putting a lot of time and effort thinking about and fix those areas before you move on.
What seasonal shifts are coming in the next 30 days? Maybe it's going to get warmer outside and you won't have as high of a utility bill. And that is a great thing we're looking forward to.
If you can tell, we're like super excited about the fact that spring is coming.
Yes. Answering these questions will give you the visibility that we've been talking about.
But visibility only works if you revisit it. A budget, even a monthly budget, was never meant to be set it and forget it. Where you put all those numbers down on paper, you take the time, trouble, and effort to figure out what you're going to spend, and you don't even look at it until the 30th or the 31st of that month. You need to be looking at these areas weekly. And on next week's video, we're going to give you this simple 20-minute method that we use every single week to help us to stay on track and on target with our monthly expenses and to make sure that our habits are following through with our intentions.